Hello there, you lovely people. Richard here from C1M. Yes, by popular demand, my face is now on the screen, so I hope you can all hear me and see me. I've just had a trade come in, lovely. Hope you can all hear and see me. Over the months, the formats of these seminars have evolved, as has our education. I think we've redone the course a few times. These seminars will continue to get better and better and more frequent. So as we will be sharing these, and if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, we will be having a certain format to them. I don't know if Robbie is even in this seminar, but if she is not, she can always rewatch it, because I'll download this and post it onto our YouTube channel. In my last seminar, which was a couple of days ago, we talked through, let me just do one quick check. Just Robin or anyone, I'm assuming you can hear me and see me all good. Just give me a quick thumbs up in the chat before I go proceeding on. There can be a little bit of a delay. Yeah, all good, Rich. Okay, wonderful. Number one, I'm not going to talk about politics. It's good to have some talk in there. Again, well, maybe we'll start with it. I wasn't planning on doing it. The elections are, hey Chiefy. The elections are happening. The impact that's going to have on crypto. Some are saying if Trump wins, it's good. It's going to be a bullish market. Others say if Biden wins, it's going to be a bearish. I don't really know. Bitcoin at the moment is at 14,500 when I last checked before coming on here. And from last month into this month, it's not really had, sorry, I've just got something in my eye, which is a bit of an inconvenience at the start of this. It's just been going up and up and up from strength to strength. So I don't know, I still feel very soon there will be a very sharp pullback. To what region? I mean, who knows? But anyway, this seminar based off a couple of days ago when we were talking about futures trading. Well, we'll continue to talk about Binance futures. I answered quite a few different questions, and Robbie, I believe it was, brought up about the calculator, which I'm going to go to in just a moment, your plan for using it, and adjusting leverage. And we have alerts that are coming through, different timed alerts that are using different leverage off. Everybody is different, and I suppose this is why we're trying to go, okay, here's some alerts for this, and here's some alerts for that. Me and my brother Michael, who we put this together over the years, we still trade a bit differently. So it's dependent on the coin you're looking at, the range. There's quite a few factors. So this is what this seminar is on. It's not on the elections, or what that's going to have an impact on crypto. Crypto is all good. It's only going to continue to get stronger and stronger by the end of the year and into next year. Points that I'm going to go over, and I've got to the point about this slide. The points are, I'm going to talk through the calculator in just a moment. Your plan, which is, well, yours. I mean, I can't tell you what plan you've got, because unless you want to jump on a one-to-one call, which I'll happily do, well, it's yours. Adjusting your leverage, why you would and how you would, that's going to combine a bit with some chart analysis, looking at the Binance futures, and timing your trade, looking and getting in on a trade when you would adjust leverage. And then Q&A. So I'll flick on to the Twitch channel. So if you have questions, we'll kind of come to it towards the end. I'm just going to go for it now. If you have any questions, I'll open it towards the end, because then it should allow it to flow a bit more. Different format with this seminar, so hopefully it flows from one scene to the next, which I've created in preparation for this. If it doesn't, well, it's the first time we're doing it, so apologies, it may not be as smooth as I like. But if we go on to now, you should here be able to see the calculator. It's a calculator, the name doesn't quite give it justice, because it's a variety of things. It's a trade log. Here you can record your trades. We can work on our leverage, and you know, behind the scenes, it takes into account all the fees and everything going on. So if you are looking at this video and you have no idea what you're looking at right now, then this is part of the Crypto One method. You know, head to our website, crypto1method.com. It's all on there, the education, the materials, everything you need to help you assist in trading the futures. Let's start with the left-hand side aspect of here, and this is what is referred to as your plan. This takes into account fees and really gives you an idea. I've had a few one-on-ones recently, you know, of people doing a high amount of trades, not really having much of a game plan, not really knowing, you know, what percentages they were going to use. You need to have as much of a plan as possible and try to stick to it, because then when you're working with success rates, you need to have constant numbers throughout. So just to show you the real powers of the futures, for example, you know, I like two $50 trades, 50 leverage for short term. I use less leverage for some longer term trades, but I will come to that. And let's just say you're working with a 30% to 15, aka a 2-to-1 ratio. Maker and taker is taken in. From that $250, I want to earn $2,000 a month, trading 6 days a week with a 67% success rate. That means I need to do 3 trades, and that's including the one that will not come in. 2 out of 3. Here, and I'm not going to go into it fully, but you can play around with all these numbers depending on what days of the week you can trade, how much you want to be trading, how much you're going to put in, you know, what you want to be making, 5,500, and it tells you and it gives you an idea of the trades that you need to do per day. I spend a lot of time on Binance, and it's easy to do so. You have to do it in terms of looking at the charts, but yeah, you don't want to be spending 10 hours on here a day. So this will help you achieve that. We have this part in the middle that talks through logging your trade. This is all covered in the course, so I'm not really going to go into this, but I suppose what I'm getting to is this leverage aspect here, which is what I got asked in the last seminar and what this is about. Using different leverage. What leverage should I use? Again, it depends on the plan, your plan of what you are wanting to make based off here. But as a general rule, if you're using more leverage, then you need less actual move on the chart. So you've got your actual profit amount here and stop. This is the amount that's meant to move on the chart. So you can see just by reducing down the leverage, you then well, you need more of a movement. Why may that be beneficial? Many people that I speak to or one-to-ones I have, it's like, you know, why would you use less leverage? Why would you not just go, oh, let's whack, you know, when I first started on futures, well, I was using 66 plus leverage, which is great if it goes the way you want it to straight away. But quite often they won't, especially with these coins, especially with crypto now and the futures and how much it moves around, how volatile it is, that you can get stopped out very quickly. So by using less leverage, you avoid the risk of getting stopped out too quick. When I come on to my chart analysis and combining this together, then it very much depends on the market conditions. But again, if you've done our course, or if you're trading on futures and you've not got anything like this, or you've not incorporated it into what you're doing, you really need to. Otherwise, if you're changing your stops and your profit each time, so let's change the leverage, let's do a load of trades today. If you're doing 10 hours in front of a screen, you know, your success rate is going to suffer. Whereas if you know, right, I've got to do 3 trades. The first 2 are good. Cool, that is me done for the day. I'm going down the beach for a beer. I know we're not in that situation to be able to do that at the moment. So that is just a bit on the calculator and your plan. And as I say, you know, as always, as I said with the last time, you know, really, if you are a bit stuck with how to create a plan, or with using the calculator, or with making a plan or using the calculator, then just let us know. You know, on Discord there is the getting the contact us button, access us through the website, get yourself booked on a one-to-one. We are here to help, and you know, with just a 1 hour session with me, with Mike, with Ben, with, you know, there's a few in the team now, we can talk you through it and give yourself a bit of a plan. Start with a small amount of money, and once you've got them 3 trades you need per day, then just edge it up, get your trades done. I try and do my trades in the morning, so I'm fortunate that I live here in Bali. Life has not been affected too much. So I like to get up early, take my dogs to the beach, come back, do a couple of hours training, and then go to jiu-jitsu. And then like now, I've got the afternoon where I can, well, speak to you lovely people, do one-on-ones, or whatever else it is that needs to be done. So what I'm gonna do now is head over to Binance, and this now kind of ties in with, you have yourself a plan. What plan should I use? It depends on your trading style. Are you looking for more, do you prefer more short term? Right, I want to trade to, you know, high leverage, I want to just be in and out in a few minutes. Or do you like more kind of swing trading? You can see a coin maybe on 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour's are coming down. It's bottoming out, it's starting to reverse. Let's get in a position, lower leverage, be in it for a few hours and just ride it up. This is how and why you need to adjust your leverage, I would say, you know, according to how you are trading. So let's go on to, if I can transition over there. Oh, would you look at that? Shall I have my face in it? Oh, it's a little bit in the way. There we go. Maybe I'll go, oh no, I'm back. Okay, I've gone. Maybe I'll come back in a little bit. So let's go to Link. Link is one of my favorite coins. It's one of my brother's favorite coins. Why is that? Because of the short-term trading that we're doing. We are liking quite quick-fire trading at the moment, and we are calling it quick-fire. 3-minute candles I never really used to trade off. I'm now quite looking like looking at 3-minute candles. But obviously, there's a lot of movement, and that's why we like Link. There's a hell of a lot of volume coming through, and you know, even just in ranges like this, that's already gone down 1% just in 18 minutes. Well, if we go back to that previous spreadsheet and you're looking at using higher leverage, you can see you can make 30% off a 0.6 movement. You can quite easily lose 20% off a 0.4 movement. If you then put this down to 20 leverage, you're looking at a bit wider cushions. So it depends on your trading style, and it depends on the coins you like to trade off. With our alerts, we sometimes have a few coming in. In fact, you know what? It's much better with me on it. I like looking at myself. No, I don't really, but I think it just fills a hole. There we go. With the trading, it depends also with what coins you like to trade off. Surely, or you must have a couple of coins where you like the feel of. You know, you should be getting a feel of some of these coins. Mine is Link. I like Link, Carver. I've done some trading on these new release coins like YFI, SNX, but the range is just humongous. What is good about these sort of coins is, you know, look at this bandwidth. It's 1%. I'm wanting 0.6%. Let's look on a bigger scale, and now let's kind of bring this together with your plan, the pros and cons of using higher or lower leverage. Well, let's talk about what I talked about on Tuesday and just a resistance line. Well, there's one for you. Hopefully you can see that. Could almost be characterized as a bit of a bull flag, because we have this huge surge up, and then now we have this channel. It's actually come through this channel, but not fully just yet. I think this could bounce off and come back up, but let's have a look in this channel. 1.7% move. I'm looking at 15-minute candles here. if I saw this coin, let me just get rid of that, coming up to this sort of region, and I'm like, right, oh yeah, look, here's the resistance line, it's coming up. It's come up to here a couple of times before, we've already had a double top. It may struggle to get through this again. So I'm going to short it. But I know above this resistance line we have 0.4. For one of my potential ways to trade, that means I would get stopped out. If I'm going in on a short position at a higher point up here near the resistance line, wanting to short it for it to come down, but I use a high leverage, then I run the risk of it passing just through this resistance line, me getting stopped out, and I'm sure we've all seen it. Oh, time and time again. You see it coming up, you're like, right, that's hit the resistance, let's short it. It then pushes through a bit more and you're like, oh God, that's going. It just pushes through a little bit more and then it drops off. You know, you just get stopped out. So if you're in the position where you're identifying coins, you're looking at alerts, you're picking coins or longs or shorts that should be going right, but you're getting stopped out too much, which is obviously a problem. But if you're just getting stopped out, you know, annoyingly, like if you just got in a little bit above or if you've done this, then use lower leverage. You don't want to be using until your timing is bang on, which, you know, even with the years of trading that I've done, it's still not there. There's still a hell of a long way to go. Use less leverage, give yourself a bit more wiggle room, because then if you were to get in a short position here and you timed a bit off, if you're using 20 leverage, let's just go back onto this other sheet that I just had for you here. But you know, if you're using 20 leverage, oh no, not that one. You're using 20 leverage and we're using this combination, for example. I know I put 15. That gives me a 0.75% move wiggle room before I've gone, right, this is coming up. I think it's going to be coming down. But obviously it may go a little bit more up before coming down. If you're using, which I was in the beginning, 66 leverage, that's not, I hate to state the obvious, that's a third less, you know, it's you don't give yourself much wiggle room. And then it's dependent how you guys are getting in on positions as well. So let me just come back. I've got about 25 million tabs open, but that is, I'm sure, how we all roll. It's good to have some tabs. What am I doing? Oh yeah, let me just get to the right one. Here we are. So that's, and again, I'll open it up to questions. If you've asked any questions in the community, I'm not looking at the channel at the moment. I will come on to that in a little bit. I am dealing with the other tabs that I've got open, but that is what I'm meaning with adjusting leverage. But you want to have that involved with your game plan, rather than going in on a trade and going, oh, you know, shit, my timing was a bit off, let's adjust the leverage, or let's cancel that, or, you know, put in another position to extend it. You should know, you know, if you start, or if you're newer to trading, my advice is to start with less leverage. If you're going for longer trades, so if you like trading off hour alerts, which I love to do, or if you like swing trading or, you know, momentum trading, then use, not higher, use lower leverage, because then you have more wiggle room depending on the profit and loss that you're going for. If you're using less, of course the benefits are there because you don't need as much movement, but it works both ways, as does a lot of things in life. Let's just have a little look through my favorite little coin here. You know, let's just give you a bit of a recap. Well, let's just say some trending lines we have off. What have we got going on here? You know, you can see we had a bit of a downwards trend, and this is why it's not always going to match up to the exact point. Things like this, you identify a trend and you start off, and I would start it, you know, when this has dropped and it comes up to this first resistance, I'd be like, wow, okay, here we go. So it's come here, the next high is lower, so we're in a downwards trend. Let's find the next high. So I would extend it out. Of course, we have some wicks to take into account here, but bear in mind that it's not always going to come exactly to this resistance line. As you can see here, and quite often more than not, is it will push a little bit through. My advice to you is the quicker it goes through, the quicker it's going to come back. What I mean by that is if you have these predominant green candles pushing through, no resistance, well, there's no resistance, it's just being allowed to push up. We then go, okay, it's pushed through, let's long it. And then the whales or the big boys come in and go, no, push it right back down. You can see as well down here, we had from this wedge that you could identify as this, it then fell right through. This is just on 15-minute candles, but within 3 hours or so, if you look on a longer time frame, 4-hour candles, which I love to look at, this will be reflected here. Just here, yeah. Again, you know, with this sort of resistance level that you're looking at, it can be passed through. You can see now it's just hovering around this sort of area here on a little bit of a lower point, a new low. Oh, what would you know? It's come down to be pretty much exactly the same point. So what I touched on Tuesday, again, this is 4-hour candles, so the bigger picture, but you've got a double bottom here. Boom, it's gone right up. What do we have here? We have a double top, and then it's come down. These sort of things you can identify on 4 hours, 1 hour, 5 minutes, 15. Just like with your trading plan and strategy, depending on the length of time or candle or trade that you're wanting to do, it can imply more. With this, you know, the longer the candles, the more of a swing or reversal it's going to have. I'm just going to pull up Twitch, see if anybody has said anything. No, that is fine. So let me just go back to, oh, sorry, I should have put that on silent. Apologies, that was just my phone. Where did we start this wonderful thing off? So looking through the calculator, your plan, adjusting leverage, which I've said, you know, it's the conditions for having higher and lower leverage and why you would. And again, I suppose over time when you get more and more confident with your strategy and your plan, then just work with a set leverage depending on, you know, if you're working on a short time frame, medium, long, you know, again, there's quite a few different moving factors. So that is kind of some of the points that I wanted to talk about the calculator, plan, leverage, etc. I'm back onto Twitch now looking at the channel. Anybody out there got any questions with what I've just talked about? Based off this leverage plan calculator, etc., or any questions in general? Is there any coins that you're looking at or things that you want, positions that you're in? Obviously at the moment, I mean, if you're trading futures, generally you'll be pretty good longing things because the market is moving up, Bitcoin's moving up, the alts are following it. Again, that's on a bit of a bigger time frame. You're always still going to have on the 3 to 15 or whatever these drop downs, which with using higher leverage you can capitalize off these drops on the way down. It's trending up, but it still has a little pullback as it continues up. So yeah, I mean, anybody have any questions? Any feedback, welcome. Feel free to send me a message with this new format. If you've got any ideas for seminars, for the formats, for Q&A, or for any topics, you know, I'll do one over the weekend. I'll kind of just jump online. I'll give people a bit of notice, but I'll be doing a few of these every week. The alerts are very, very close to being done. We're just putting together the educational materials, the PDFs, the videos, and they're looking really, really good. We also have the same de-alerts that will be mirrored onto the future market. So those of you that are used to seeing candles dropping down the Bollinger Bands and having that reversal, we have these now scripted into channels with future alerts. So again, just to try and help you transition from spot to futures trading off the alerts. It's a little bit quiet out there, I suppose. I mean, if there is not any questions or any points, then I mean, a bit of a shorter seminar today, but they will be happening more regularly. So please, if you want me to talk about trend lines for an hour, or certain candle patterns that I like, or indicators, or I think next week I will do some just live trading sessions as well, i.e. my screen will not have my face in it, but it will have my lovely voice, and it will just be me just trading. You'll see a couple of channels already in Discord for what is coming up in terms of closed channels like me that will just be kind of speaking out loud to our paying members, our pro members, in trades that I'm doing, getting in on. We also have another pro analysis chart channel coming to allow you to be able to share what you're looking at. There's many different things going on, especially with the elections and indicators and everything. So it's going to be just a communal spot where people can just shoot the shit, let's say. If there's no more questions, then I would like to say thank you very much for being okay. Chiefy, nice. Been trading CRV, but it takes ages to buy in. Any tips? Let's have a little look. Give me just a moment. I'm just pulling up Binance screen. Oh, it helps if you can see Binance screen. Good old Bali internet. It's working. Something's happening. Here we go. So let me just read it again. Been trading CRV, but it takes ages to buy in. Let's just see right here. I actually bloody called CRV a while back. I didn't put in a big enough position as always, but just look at this trend line here when it's broken. This nice upwards trend that it's been on, it fell through and it just continued down. Bloody absolutely mammoth amount of percentages. These are one of them coins, Chief, that I was discussing. You know, it's if you just remember what I was just showing with Link, and you know, like a Bollinger Band width, you have 1%. This, you know, Bollinger Band width for 5%. So if you, one second, there we go. With coins like this, I suppose it's consideration with leverage as well. If it's part of your plan that you're using a lower amount of leverage, cool. But if you're using higher leverage for trades, then I wouldn't really go near this sort of coin, because the range is huge. And if you whack, you know, even 30, 40 leverage, then wow, you know, it doesn't take much movement at all. I've just got rid of the RSI there because, well, I wanted to. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. Well, instantly, if I zoom right out, I know this wasn't your specific question, Chiefy. I'm just doing a little bit of TA on it. What I would do, you know, so this coin, because it moves so much, you want to avoid like market buy and getting in. What I would do is identify things like this. This is a key support level. And if it was going to hold this level, what you could do, and if you thought that it was based on indicators, alerts or whatever, you put in a limit buy below where it is for a long, So you allow it to come down to try and catch it. Obviously, it's all about kind of gauging correctly where or you think it's going to come down to. But if I did some analysis on this and I was like, okay, you know what, this is going to continue down. And then even just with what I've just said, actually, the quicker they come down, the quicker they'll come up. This has not had anything in terms of support for quite some time. I'm only looking on 15 minutes here, but it's come up, it's come across. You can't see my cursor, I don't think. It's come across, down, 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 down. I would expect a bounce off this, maybe not a huge bounce, it could drop a bit below, but I would, bearing in mind again with what I've just talked about with these support and resistance lines, and quite often them pushing a little bit past as a bit of a trap for us smaller traders going, right, let's long it or let's short it, depending on which way it's going. I would, if I'm longing this, I would put my long limit buy a bit under the support, which may sound a bit weird, but that is if I'm believing that this support level is going to hold. If I think the support level is not going to hold, it's going to pass through, then of course I'm not going to go in and on long as it's passing through. But I think, and on the very little analysis that I've done, this could come down to this same sort of level. Then you'll have a bit of a double bottom and then shoot up. But what we already have, and you can see, is from that to here, then we have come down a bit in terms of our low price and closing and opening prices. So this could be expected. I would put in a limit. If I thought again it was going to hold and it got support, I would put in a long around this sort of area here. But just be wary, Chiefy. As I say, coins like this with massive range, if you're using any high types of leverage, even 20 leverage is huge. But yeah, low leverage and just try and time. Likewise, if it's going up, if it's in a bit of an upwards trend and you're like, right, that's a bit of a resistance level that it's bounced off, it's going to drop back down. You want to kind of get in around that resistance level. Watching the 1 minute candles as it reaches support. Yeah, 1 minute, let's have a little look. Thank you, Binance, for just getting rid of my trend line. That's very nice of you. Yeah, so if we can go already from yesterday, you can see we've not reached as low as we did. So if I thought that a couple of different support levels here, you've got that one and this one. Because a few times it has bounced off that region. 1 minute is a bit intense. We are what, 20 to 5, so 20 minutes left of the hour candle. Yeah, this again, it's just, it had a little splurge up here. That's going to be an insane amount of range, no doubt. You know, in 9 minutes, that's almost 2%. These sort of coins, it depends again on your plan. But if you are trading these with leverage, it doesn't want to be much. Unless you really have the timing down, because now look, that's just dropped through. If you'd longed, you know, that's already almost nearly 1%. It's just bouncing way too much. I would not trade this, and I don't trade it. You know, I've tried and we've looked into ways of looking at Wi-Fi, SNX, but there's just so much range, and as we know, it can shoot or dump in a moment. So I would, at least until you're more confident, which maybe you are, which is good, then just do some more stable coins like Link, Carver, you know, ones that have a bit of range, but not you know, a massive amount of bandwidth. Any other questions from anybody else? Sub traders out there, he's a little bit quiet. Any questions from Mr. Sub Trader? A couple of other members in here. You out there, Tim? You gonna say hello, or are you just in the taking a back seat for this one? As I say, please get in contact. Let me know what you want me to talk about, what you want me to go over. I'll happily do a seminar on just about anything, as well as Q&A, and we'll be doing some live trading seminars together starting soon. Sub trader now then, mates. Good to hear from you. I'll be in touch. It's been a while. Well, if that's it, I mean, we're just thought I'd have a listen. Well, thank you very much. Nice of you to join. If no one's got any more questions, then I will kind of round it off and summarize it from here. Please let me know. Well, any feedback is welcome. And as I say, I'll do one over the weekend and then put a schedule out for next week. I'm in Bali, my brother and Ben are in England, so we will be doing scheduling of this. It'll be up on our website soon enough, just where you can actually see the schedule and timings, different time zones, etc. Just to, do several of these every other day or so. So plenty coming up with the Crypto One method. Again, if you are watching this and you're not part of it, then head over to the website, crypto1method.com. I'll be putting this onto the YouTube channel. Whoa, that's my face well too big. So we've covered here the calculator, your plan, adjusting leverage, and some Q&A. If you want any help or assistance with this, contact us, get yourself booked in for a one-on-one, or just drop me or any of the team a message. We'll be happily here to help. And without further ado, I'm gonna go. So thank you very much for joining, and oh, I think the microphone just went off there, but that is very much it for today. So I will see you next time. I'll post the schedule out in a few days and let you know when the one will be over the weekend. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Keep an eye on the markets. I still think that Bitcoin has had too much of an easy ride up. Yeah, there's plenty of good news going on, but having been involved with it for quite a few years, I still think it's going to drop, and drop very hard soon. That is just me speaking out loud. Do not trade off this. Earnings disclaimer. Yes, that is not trading advice, and you have your own risk. Blah 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 blah. Enjoy the elections. Who knows what's around the corner? Over and out. Stay classy, people. See you later.